But it's not just Europe, guys. Southeast Asia faces similar pressure. Chinese exports to the region surged as US tariffs redirected those flows, and cheap Chinese products have put pressure on local manufacturers that can't compete on China's scale. ASEAN countries have also been dealing with their own China shock. Textiles, electronics, autos, and other industries face lower-priced Chinese imports, while factories have closed and many workers have lost their jobs. And this is why cheap imports aren't a clean win for the global south. Consumers might benefit, but local firms can get crushed before they become globally competitive. Large nations like India aren't free from this issue either. Finished steel imports from China more than doubled in April 2026, and some arrived below local prices despite existing tariffs. And the politics around steel aren't exactly isolated to Asia. The UK is challenging EU quota plans while both sides try to protect their steelmakers from cheap imports and global overcapacity. Everyone seems to agree there's pressure, but nobody seems to want to actually absorb it. Not deterred by any of this, Chinese automakers are expanding across Europe with competitive pricing and advanced EV technology. European and American brands are facing pressure in markets they used to treat as their home turf, because they were. But it's not just about the finished products. Europe is exposed to China in areas like solar energy and critical raw materials, and rebuilding independence is expensive and painfully slow. These supply relationships have left Europe vulnerable. By relying on China for too long, the EU has lost skilled technicians, process knowledge, and industrial depth. These are the things a country, or a group of countries, needs if they want to build the next product instead of importing it. As a result of this urgency, the EU is now discussing tools that go beyond tariffs. Some proposals would literally force companies in key sectors to diversify suppliers instead of relying too heavily on Chinese components. But it probably comes as no surprise that China isn't sitting on the sidelines watching this play out. It's threatened trade investigations against the EU if it moves ahead with stronger tools aimed at Chinese overcapacity. So China's domestic imbalance has now become an international political fight that's out in the open. The ECB has even warned that redirected Chinese exports could lower inflation in Europe, although for the average EU citizen, I don't think lower inflation is necessarily a bad thing. But in any case, the political problem remains. If workers believe their industries are being sacrificed to absorb another country's excess supply, governments will not stay passive for long.